So, we're going to talk about the plumb line of Amos. Our reading for the day, but if I could get some help with some kids to come up. We're going to talk about building a wall. What does it take to build a wall? I haven't quite enough bricks, but I have a few. If we were going to build a wall out of bricks, how would we do it? If we had bricks like these. Amos is a prophet, and he is talking about a plumb line. You ever heard of the word plumb line? No, it's kind of a new word for people. But if I was going to build a wall out of these bricks, let's say I had a whole bunch of bricks, and I wanted to build a wall right here and build it all the way to the top, how would we do that? If we wanted to keep it straight, we would need, like Amos talks about, a plumb line. So, a plumb line is really something, this is my quickly manufactured plumb line. But a plumb line is something that stays straight. Now, how is it that this stays straight up and down? What keeps it straight up and down? Yeah, it's heavy. And what is it doing? It's pulling it, right? It's pulling it down to the ground. Gravity is working. And do we know that this is straight up and down? Pretty much do, don't we? Because gravity is going to pull right straight up and down. So if we tied this all the way up to the ceiling, and we let it hang here, and maybe we just stopped it right here, would we know that this is straight up and down? We would, wouldn't we? So if we built our wall up and followed this line all the way up, we would know that the wall was going to be straight, and it wouldn't fall over. Okay? So that's a plumb line. Well, that's like a different one. So if you were to hold it, let's say I wanted to know, if I was going to build this wall and I wanted to make sure that it stayed straight this way, Elliot, how could I use this string to do that? Why don't you grab the end of that string?
Maybe you could touch this.
Landon, you want to grab it? There we go. So then why don't you grab that end of that string that Elliot has? You want to go do that for me? Yeah, there you go. Uh-oh. He's co-opting my children's sermon. Here. So we held it. Why don't you go over there? And if we were gonna keep this line straight, why don't you move right over there? Let's say we wanted to build this line straight, so just a little bit more that way. Yeah. So we could lay this down, and if we could tie it, and let's put it right up against the bricks once. Right up against the bricks. There we go. And if we put a stake in the ground there and a stake in the ground there, and we pulled it tight, would that make a straight line? It would, right? So there's a way to make a straight line. Pound it down, and then we could build our wall straight this way. And if we hung it from the ceiling, right, Elliot? It could be straight this way. So these are when he talks about a plumb line. Or, awesome. And what Amos says is that if you have straight lines, the wall won't fall. Okay? And then he says some other things about how we use the plumb line, but we'll just leave it at that today. So would you pray with me? Lord, thank you that you give us a plumb line in your word. And Lord, it's really you. You who are a plumb line. Your grace, your love, your mercy sets a line in our hearts that we can follow well. Help us always to look for your plumb line in our lives. Bless these boys and girls. Amen.